This is the problem. Somaliland keeps entertaining these people who don't even acknowledge its existence. James Swan, like every other UN representative assigned to Somalia, operates under the false pretense that Somaliland is part of Somalia. Yet, Somaliland leaders still allow these officials to come, take photos, and make it seem like they're engaging with a region rather than a sovereign state. Meanwhile, Somalia is completely dependent on foreign aid, and now that the US has cut funding, they're scrambling to find another handout. Somaliland should stop legitimizing these UN officials who refuse to recognize it. If someone like James Swan can't even say Republic of Somaliland, then why the hell is he being welcomed in Hargeisa? Somaliland's government is playing itself. Why the hell are they rolling out the red carpet for people like James Swan, who don't even have the basic respect to say Republic of Somaliland? Why are they allowing the UN, an organisation that actively upholds Somalia's fraudulent claims, to waltz into Hargeisa like they own the place? Why does the government continue engaging with organisations that refuse to recognise Somaliland's sovereignty? Where's the dignity? Why does the leadership keep pretending diplomacy will work when the UN, AU and Arab League are all in on Somalia's scam? When will they realise that negotiations are just a game designed to waste time and keep Somaliland in limbo? Why isn't Somaliland taking legal action in the ICJ or other international courts to expose Somalia's theft of its sovereignty and credentials? Somaliland isn't some lost province begging for independence. It's a de jure state that has been tricked into a game of waiting and hoping. Enough. The government needs to stop entertaining these diplomatic clowns and start forcing the issue. No more handshakes with officials who refuse to even say Somaliland. No more meetings where Somalia is treated as an equal partner. No more legitimizing a broken system that keeps Somaliland down. Time to start acting like the independent state Somaliland already is. Somaliland has been gaslit, manipulated, and politically trapped for decades. The world has been spoon-fed Somalia's lies, calling Somaliland separatist and secessionist, when in reality, there was never a legal union to separate from in the first place. The so-called Somali Republic was an idea that never became a reality, and the world is still pretending like Somalia has a legitimate claim over Somaliland when it doesn't. Somaliland is not a breakaway region. It was an independent sovereign state before Somalia even gained its independence. Somalia hijacked Somaliland's credentials, occupied it, and then collapsed into chaos, dragging Somaliland's name into the mud with it. And now they have the audacity to demand negotiations, as if Somaliland is some lost province instead of the de jure state that it is. The biggest mistake Somaliland's past governments made was entertaining these fake negotiations. Every time Somaliland sat at the table, it gave Somalia's fraudulent claim legitimacy. It reinforced the lie that Somaliland's independence is up for debate. It's not. To the new government of Somaliland, wake up. Stop the nonsense. Stop playing Somalia's game. Stop legitimizing their fraud. Somaliland should never sit at a table where its sovereignty is up for discussion. The world doesn't respect weakness. The world respects action. Instead of wasting time on useless dialogues that go nowhere, Somaliland needs to take the fight where it matters, the courts. Take Somalia to the ICJ, the AU, and every relevant international legal body. Challenge their stolen credentials, expose their fraudulent claim, and force the world to recognize the truth. Somaliland is a state, Somalia is the fraud. And to the international community, stop pretending like this is a political issue that requires endless talks. It's not. It's a legal fact. You don't tell Kenya to negotiate with Tanzania over its own sovereignty. You don't tell Norway to talk it out with Sweden about its independence. So why the hell is Somaliland being told to negotiate with a failed state that never legally owned it in the first place? Somaliland needs to stop asking, stop waiting, and stop playing nice. The world only respects those who take what's theirs. No more talks, no more concessions. It's time for action.